everybody, and welcome to episode 26 of Zack Plays Steins Gate. This is the first episode in the new schedule. Well, I guess you can consider the last one the first episode, but this is the first episode adhering to the new schedule of a Steins Gate video every other day. So far, so good. About getting them out on time. Apologies, by the way, that my last thumbnail was actually not something from the video. There was nothing thumbnail worthy, so I figured, hey, we've been with Mayuri, I'll just find a picture of Mayuri. Normally, I'm against using pictures for thumbnails that aren't in the gameplay, like I don't do that, but if it fits the narrative of what the episode was about, then I'm okay with it. But anyway, let's get back into it, shall we? I don't really remember where we left off, so hopefully you guys do. Oh well, I guess we'll find out. Environment matters, Christina. This is a place of science and research, so you should have no trouble concentrating on your work. Trust the great Huey and Kuma. Also, it may surprise you to learn that I have equipped this lab with a system that stimulates brain function. So, if you were wondering where my incredible genius comes from, now you know. It's because I sleep in this room every night. Oh yeah, we're about to have a sleepover, that's right. Mayuri and Christina are spending the night. This stimulation system of yours, I assume it's been dumping toxic waste into your brain? You sound like an environmentalist, zombie.
Ah, Miyushi knows. You're talking about that, right?
Kurisu comes out of the development room to check what Mayuri's pointing at.
This air freshener? Okuni said the smell makes you smarter. He bought it at Akiba. Oh, when was that?
About 6 months ago. It was on sale for 500 yen.
I'm starting to think even you don't believe the stuff you say. And besides, this air freshener is empty.
Yeah, when I went to buy replacement packs, they had already stopped selling them.
Well, whatever. I was planning to stay either way. I'll join you, Mayuri-san. Really? That's great! On one condition. Okabe leaves.
Me? Leave? I practically live here. This lab was promised to me by Steins Gate. It's the dwelling place of my soul.
We girls are staying here overnight, so you filthy boys need to show respect. Your home isn't even far from here, right? Okuni lives next to Miyushi in Aikibakuro. Why, that's less than 30 minutes by train. Anyway, I'm not going to need your help tonight, so just go home like a good boy, okay?
But I refuse.
What? Are you planning to molest us?
Don't look like you'd be so happy with that. Fucking blushing over here, girl. Shut up, Mongolian spot.
I don't have a Mongolian spot, and when did you see my butt anyway?
I can't leave 2 young girls here alone. Minors need guardians.
But Okuni's a minor too.
I'll be 20 in less than a year and a half. In other words, Steins Gate has decided that I am an adult. Wait, so 20 is the adult for Japanese people to turn, or 20 is the adult? 20 is the age for Japanese people to turn into adults? Because I thought their age of consent there was 16, so you would go to assume that 16 is when you're an adult. Strange.
I'm pretty sure that makes you a minor, just like us. Christian? I don't think Okuni would do anything bad. I mean, we've been together for more than 10 years, and he hasn't molested me once. But he took you hostage, didn't he? Yeah. Actually, I'm still his hostage. We should kick him out of the room.
I sigh deeply and place a hand on my forehead. You disappoint me, Christina. This lab is a place of science. We are above such petty concerns as sex. If you must speak of these vulgarities, then I'll have to ask you and your Mongolian spot to leave. Looks like that was enough to convince Kurisu. She gives me a fine gesture as she returns to the development room. Ah, so Christina really does have a birthmark on her butt.
No!
Okay. Alright, maybe this will be a very lame thumbnail. Who knows? It could be. It seems like, I don't know, guys. This series really varies in views. Like, every now and then I'll upload a video, it'll get like 35 views. I'm like, what? That's weird. And then other times it'll get like 10 views. You guys are so random with what you choose. It's probably the thumbnail. The thumbnail is probably what people decide, like what makes people decide to click on the video, which really makes no sense in this series because it's not a series that you can just jump into. You really have to have watched all the previous episodes. So it doesn't really make sense that you would think that it would be consistent. Oh well, who cares? After working on the phone wave for about an hour, I head to a convenience store to buy dinner. Daru hasn't shown his face at all today. He must be busy with that part-time job. I still don't know what he's doing, exactly. Probably something that utilizes his super hacker skills. I just hope he steers clear of the law. While walking, I skim Mat Channel on my phone. Taito hasn't shown up lately. I think it's been a week since his last appearance. I've been reluctant to contact him ever since he called me the Messiah in his last email. That was about the same time he stopped posting. Now, @Channel's denizens are busy slandering Taito. The majority opinion is that he ran away. I wonder where Taito went. I tried emailing him the other day, but he hasn't replied. Well, you see, my boy Taito is actually a girl, and it's Suzuha, and she, works right under you. His disappearance is especially worrying now that I think he might be Suzuha's dad. I need to contact him somehow. Just then, a mail arrives. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. These are the people that threatened us. Oh, shit. You know too much. What the fuck? It feels as if a cold hand stroked my spine. What the fuck? I guess that could be the thumbnail. What the hell? It's a bloody baby doll. What's the point of this? You would think that CERN, or the organization or whatever, that they don't need to psych you out. They have the resources to just send someone to assassinate you. So why are they threatening you? You know what I mean? It doesn't really make any sense to me, at least. I hug myself, shuddering at the sight. I delete the email immediately. It's happening again. This is bad. Really bad. This is a threat. Was it sent by the organization, by CERN? Does CERN know that what we've been doing? Should I report it to the police? Wait, I can't. I just deleted it. And in any case, a picture alone probably isn't enough to get the police involved. Still, maybe I should talk to someone, but who? Not the girls. I can't worry them with this. I'm the adult here, after all. What about Mocha? No, she may be a lab mem, but she's been acting weird lately, because she's the one probably sending it, because she's a fucking assassin. Even if I tell her about this, she won't be of any use. Suzuha has her father to worry about. I guess that leaves Daru. I need to find out whether CERN has discovered our hacking. What would CERN do if they found out, I wonder? They wouldn't have us killed, would they? Yeah, they would. Despite any efforts to convince myself that this is just a prank, my feet hurry back to the lab. I burst in the lab, gasping for air, and quickly locked the door behind me. Finally, I could catch my breath. But just then, I realized that something's wrong. Mayuri and Karisu aren't here. Did they go home? No, their bags are still here. The lights are still on. The door, when I entered just now, it was unlocked. Would they be so careless? Oh shit, dude. The memory of that threatening email fills me with fear. Don't tell me. Were they kidnapped? Who took them? The organization? CERN? And then I hear a noise. Is that the shower? The lab has a shower inside the dressing room. There's no bath. We can't afford such luxuries, and it's too small to fit more than one person inside. Now I hear the sound of water running. I recall the famous scene from Hitchcock's Psycho. No! Fresh blood mixing into the water and flowing down the drain. The corpse of two girls sprawl out naked on the tile. The second those images flash through my head, I slam open the door of the shower room. Is everyone okay? Oh! Okay, I mean, the thumbnail Rooney. I mean, come on now. Come on now. Thumbnail Rooney. Look at that. Look at that. We're talking about clickbaity thumbnails. Bada bing, bada boom. Shabba ding, shabba doom.
Kya! What are you doing? Yeah, no peeking, Ocarine!
Through the steam, I see the wet, naked bodies of two girls. Mayuri squats down, while Karisu bashfully twists her body, trying desperately to hide her unmentionables. Are their faces red because of the heat, or... Phew! You're still alive. I wiped the cold sweat off my brow and sighed deeply. Don't scare me like that. What are you guys doing packed in that tiny shower anyway? Karisu shoots me a deadly glare. Get out, you perv! Whoa! I dodge a bar of soap aimed at my face and quickly flee the dressing room. Well, I suppose that was all my fault.
Mayushi's sad. I feel kinda dirty.
You're gonna regret this. I'll never forgive you. Damn it. It was just a small misunderstanding. I mean, why the hell did they decide to take a shower together when they knew I was coming right back? It's like they wanted to be seen. Karisu, especially after all that talk about not wanting to spend the night with me around, she should have dropped her guard awfully fast. They're just lucky it was me who walked in on them. What if it had been the organization? They need to get serious. We're fighting for our lives here. By the way, I didn't see a Mongolian spot on Karisu's butt, naturally. Oh no. Anyway, how much longer are they going to shower? Looking at the clock, it's already been more than 15 minutes since I got back. They were yelling at me a few minutes ago, but now I hear laughter and happy squeals coming from the shower room. Sounds like they're having a good time. They get along almost like sisters.
Wow, Christian, you're so slim.
But, Mayuri, your breasts are so big, I'm jealous. What the fuck? What the fuck? Did Steins Gate, this visual novel that I've applauded for being so serious this entire time and such a great story and not devolving into just anime tits and waifus like the Sakura games and other visual novels I've played, did this suddenly just devolve into anime tits and waifus? They're checking each other out, aren't they? In my head, I call it the memory of what I saw in the shower. Wet hair, beads of water glistening on the soapy skin, round, full treasures hidden by conveniently placed steam. God damn it, Okarin. I put my phone to my ear. It's me, we have a problem. I'm under attack from the Mongolian Spot and Ditzy sisters. They're going directly after my sanity, a bold move against the insane mad scientist Ewing Kuma. This is the strongest offensive I've encountered so far. I realize now that vulnerability itself can be a powerful weapon. They're pulling out all the stops, and I don't think my pants can take it. Give in to temptation? Nonsense. I could never do that. They're fellow lab ma'ams, my loyal assistant, and my childhood friend. Must I? Is it truly the will of Steins Gate that I give in, that I raise my hand against my closest companions? If so, then how cruel the fates be. Il, Sai, Kamaru. After a moment to collect myself, I put away my phone. I need some air. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. 2 days have passed since Karisu and Mayuri came to stay. During that time, Daru and I have done our best to support Karisu's work on the phone wave. According to Daru, it should be easy to use the LHC to generate black holes for our use. The black holes form at a proton collision point where the lifter is installed and exist for only a few seconds before evaporating. During those few seconds, CERN throws a human into the singularity. We'll use those few seconds too. Okay, so we're not actually going to activate it on our own. We're going to wait for them to do an experiment and then just use it alongside them. Much smarter. It's a much smarter idea, but I still don't think it's a good idea. The gravity of the black hole compresses matter to infinite density. CERN uses the lifter to keep the compression under control, but we don't want that. After going to dial CERN's lifter down, not so much that it endangers the world of course, but enough to compress our memory data to under 36 bytes. Daru has been coding the necessary program. As for me, I've been searching for our lifter, the unknown device that pumps electrons into the phone wave and keeps our black holes open. The TV's downstairs! Karisu couldn't find anything that could serve as a lifter inside the microwave, so it must be something on the outside. We're not sure what that could be, and so far, we have no idea where to start looking. Yesterday, I consulted Daru about that threatening email. But Daru insisted that there's no way CERN could have discovered his hacking yet. Of course, I had to make doubly sure we hadn't been tracked. His test came back clean. I understand he's confident in his skills, and I trust him. If Daru says they haven't found out, then they haven't. But somehow, knowing that does not ease my anxiety. It's Friday. And although we still haven't solved the lifter problem, Karisu is about to be done with the time leap machine. Lukaku. Have you gone to any festivals or fireworks shows this summer? Maybe you have plans to go with Mayuri-chan later? P.S. I did 22 practice swings with Samidari. Good on you, Lukaku. Alright, let's see the possible responses. We'll do Mayuri first. I don't know Mayuri's plans, but I'm pretty sure she's busy preparing for a different sort of festival soon to take place in Ariake. Okay. Okay. Not very interesting. Not very interesting. And fireworks shows. No, too crowded. I'm being chased by the organization, remember? The last thing I need is a knife in the back. We'll say the one about Mayuri. I suppose we'll go with the Mayuri one. Oh, shit. I clicked, and I didn't mean to. It's okay. It's alright. We'll reply to Lukaku. I trust him. Her. But he's a guy. But now he's not a guy. Did we miss anything? Naturally, that means it's time for her to give me something else to worry about. For the final adjustments, we need to use the phone wave. I groan. In other words, we have to cause the electrical discharge phenomenon. There's a risk involved. A risk called Mr. Braun. As we know, the discharge phenomenon causes the entire building to shake. Last time Mr. Braun threatened to raise our rent if it happens again. Kurisu and Daru look at me.
It's up to you, Okarin.
Take care of it. In other words, you're sending me to die. Your sacrifice will allow us to complete the time machine. Time leap machine, sorry.
Besides, you're always the one who talks to the boss for us.
Well, maybe it's time for you to put your lives on the line. I can't. That girl who works there hates me. Fine, but hear this. I will not die. Like the immortal phoenix, I will return no matter how many times it takes. With that said, I head down to handle things with Mr. Braun.
Don't die, okay?
As I pass through the lounge, Mayuri looks up from her costume to see me off. Damn, dude, I'm really hungry. I should have ate before I recorded this. When I step into the store, Mr. Braun, Suzuha, and the Chipmunk are watching some comedy show on the massive 42-inch CRT. Watching TV at noon without a customer in sight looks like business as usual at the Braun 2 workshop. That said workshop, doesn't it? That said workshop. Ha ha ha, typos. Does it make anybody else, like, I don't know, feel a weird form of satisfaction when you're reading a novel and you find a typo and you're like, haha, their editor didn't find this, but I did. I don't know. I'm just weird. Let's hope that I can nail her voice. And I always forget what this bitch's voice is. So, I don't know. I'll just do something random. Sup, copyright Taro? I raise my hand in response to Suzuha's greeting. The chipmunk, Nay, quickly hides behind her father when she sees me. I see you're as busy as ever. Okabi, buy a CRT. No, thanks. I'm not some kind of retro TV otaku. I'd rather buy an LCD. I look around the store as I answer. I just thought of something. Like CERN's Large Hadron Collider, the phone wave must have some kind of electron feed to keep the black hole open. CERN calls this feed the lifter. We still haven't figured out what that is, nor what could be acting as the substitute lifter in our time machine. What if our lifter is somewhere in this shop? Whatever it is, must be in close proximity to the phone wave. It couldn't work otherwise, and the Braun 2 workshop is located directly below the lab. Okay, so you're saying it's this TV, right? It's the only one on. It's in the center of the screen. They've specifically mentioned the 42-inch CRT several times. It's this TV. Confirmed. 100% confirmed. And that's why the hours are aligned with the Braun 2 workshop hours. That's probably when the TV is on. It makes sense. I feel dumb that I didn't realize it sooner. It makes sense. Could our lifter be a CRT? You've been having a lot of girls over lately, haven't you? Just the usual members. I was over the other day. Invite me next time, huh? I want to talk to some young girls for a change.
Daddy, that's dirty.
I don't know, I'm just giving her that voice. That sounds decent to me. No, it isn't. It's marketing, yeah. I'm looking for new customers. Check out this scary-looking guy trying desperately to explain himself to his daughter. Hilarious. What do you mean for a change? You talk to me every day. You're not young. Suzuha is the same age as Daru and I, which makes her older than Mayuri or Kurisu. Did you just say something on copyright Taro? Only the truth. Nay, your father is happy as long as he has you, okay?
Yeah, but I know. But don't say dirty things anymore, okay?
It's a promise. Then he joins Pinkies with his daughter. Damn, Mr. Braun, you're way off character. How does a guy like him produce a daughter like that? Nay is one of the kindest, gentlest girls I've ever met. I don't know why she's so afraid of me though. Anyway, I came here to explain that the building's about to shake. How do I avoid having my head ripped off? How many more earthquakes do you think this building can handle? No, that's way too obvious. An earthquake is coming. My magic eye, reading Steiner, has seen it in the future. Escape while you still can. Yeah, that might work.
Hey, did Shinami stay over yesterday?
Yeah.
So, Makis Korisu said so?
Yeah, they're both upstairs.
Oh.
Suzuha's hostility towards Korisu hasn't abated. And how are you doing?
Huh?
Are you feeling better?
Oh, yeah, I guess. The search continues.
Huh? What's this about, part-timer?
I'm searching for my dad. I told you before, remember?
Oh, right. Go find your old man, Okabe. Why does he think he can boss me around? Naturally. Suzuha's a fellow lab member. Leave it to us. Suzuha looks at me with a smile that shines through the gloom filling the store.
Okabe and Taro, we're the same age, but sometimes you seem a lot older. You really know how to give people strength.
That's the first time anyone's ever said that to me. It makes me kind of happy. Of course, I am the great Yui Cuba. The chipmunk cowers in terror as I unveil my madness. I can see tears pooling in her eyes. I guess my aura is just too powerful for a grade school girl to endure. Okabe, next time you scare Nay, I'll kill ya. Sorry.
Come here, Saka.
Suzuha takes my arm and leads me away from the Tenojis, who've gone back to watching TV. I just want to say, be circumspect in your dealings with Be circumspect in your dealings with Makis Karisu. What? Circumspect? Why can't you just say careful like a normal person? Not that I'm one to talk. This again? Aren't you just being paranoid? Suzuha shakes her head firmly. No. Her holy shit, boy, that's a word. Perniciousness has been proven. I don't know what the shit that means, guys. I will be 100% honest. Perniciousness. Is she saying Karisu is dangerous? I probably butchered that word, but I'm just like sounding it out, guys. That's just how it's sounded out. Okay, so if I butchered it, I'm sorry. I'm not an English major, okay? I'm a science major. There's something strange about the way Suzuha is talking, and it's not just her fondness for uncommon words. There's something else, Her genius is a threat. At heart, she only cares about her experiments. Suzuha's eyes are hard, and her voice is as cold as ice. I can't tell that she means. Oh, I can tell that she means every word she says. I was doing so well with reading, and now look at me. I'm fucking it. Listen to me. She's using you all. Makis Karisu is connected to CERN. What? No, that's impossible. CERN is our enemy. If Daru's hacking is discovered, I have no doubt they will do anything in their power to destroy us. How can Karisu be connected to CERN? You're saying she's a spy? Suzuha nods firmly. The credit for inventing the time machine was hers. Again, Suzuha's words sound strange to my ears, but I still can't place my finger on why. It's because she's from the future, she's John Titor, duh. Don't let your guard down. I don't believe it. I saw Karisu's anger when she learned what CERN had been doing. She called their actions a betrayal of scientists everywhere. How can someone with such a pure love of science be connected to CERN? But if what Suzuha says is true, could she be the one who sent me that threatening email? I suspected Mocha, but... Suddenly, the ground starts to shake. Karisu started the experiment, but I haven't talked to Mr. Braun yet. Damn, it's too soon. Okabe! Sure enough, veins on Mr. Braun's forehead swell in response to the shaking. How many times do I have to tell you not to shake the building? Cute girls or no, I ain't letting you off. Your rent's going up. Wait, Mr. Braun, this isn't our doing, it's an earthquake. My magic eye, reading siren, predicted this would happen. An earthquake, you think I'll fall for that? The shaking gets more intense, knocking over a CRT. Broadtube Chan, No! Crap, I can't talk my way out of this one. Okabe, you bastard! Mr. Braun clearly wants to snap my neck like a twig, but he elects to protect his greatest treasure, the 42-inch CRT instead. He grabs the remote and switches it off, then grabs hold of the TV and hangs on for dear life.
Oh.
Is that over? Looks like it. Wait, it's over. I carefully step through the rubble and take the remote from the dazed Mr. Braun's hand. I press the red power button. 42-inch CRT instantly comes to life. I stare at the image on the screen and smile.
What's wrong?
I've done it. I've done it. This is the lifter. It's so obvious. Why didn't I see it before? Of course. This must be the work of Steins Gate. It shows this moment of the reason. What are you laughing at, Okabe? You're scaring my daughter. I'm raising your rent, you hear? And you're paying for that CRT. A little silence, please, Mr. Braun. This is the most glorious moment, for I have just been chosen as the ruler of all space and time. Stars explode behind my eyes as Mr. Braun drives his fist into the top of my head. The world spins. I struggle to get a hold of my shaken brain. You dare lay hands on the grate. Got something to say? Well then, Mr. Braun, put it on my tab. With that, I fly out to the workshop. I rub my head. It hurts like hell. Damn that Mr. Braun. Did he really have to crack me so hard? Maybe I should just report him for assault. Thanks to his brutality, I had to make a strategic retreat. Fortunately, I did not emerge empty-handed. The extra 10,000 yen a month will hurt, but in exchange I have acquired information essential to the success of my plan. All's well that ends well.
Okarin, the building just shook. Are you okay?
Mayuri and Kurisu appear on the second story window. Looks like you really are unkillable. I have seen the future, Christina. In 3 minutes, you will be on your knees praising my greatness. I don't think so. I run up the stairs. How could you miss something so obvious? When I tell Kurisu about the 42-inch CRT downstairs, that's her first reaction. Why are you blaming me? I'm not blaming you, I'm just disappointed that nobody, including myself, noticed. Yeah, I feel ya. I noticed a little late too, my friend.
We missed the forest for the trees.
To summarize, just now, when the phone wave shook the building, the 42-inch CRT was on. But when Mr. Braun turned the TV off, the shaking stopped immediately. The discharge was interrupted. I put a banana in just to make sure. Nothing happened.
I'm glad. We shouldn't waste food.
Nobody replies to Mayuri's off-point statement. We're busy reading about cathode ray tubes on the internet. It doesn't take long before we find something interesting. A cathode ray tube has a component called an electron gun, which uses extreme heat and strong electric field to accelerate electrons and turn them into a beam. The electron beam striking the TV screen's phosphor layers is what generates the picture. An electron gun could certainly work as a lifter. We found the answer. The electrons emitted by the 42-inch CRT are holding the phone wave's black hole open, and the discharge phenomenon is the result.
So the reason we can't use the phone wave at night is because the Braun Tube workshop's closed?
The Braun Tube workshop doesn't have especially strict business hours, but it's usually open from around 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. That matches up perfectly with my observation that the phone wave, named subject to change, only works between noon and 6 p.m. The few instances it hasn't worked during that time frame can be explained by the TV being off. But how can a cathode ray tube emit such a strong electron stream? It's not about having a strong electron stream. If stronger were better, CERN would have solved the lifter problem long ago. I see, so it can't be too strong or too weak. By freak coincidence, not really, it's the choice of Steins Gate, also known as somebody from the future has set up everything perfectly for us to be able to create this time leap machine. By freak coincidence, the 42-inch CRT's electron gun appears to have exactly the right level of electron discharge. That's the only explanation. Somehow, the conditions here were perfect to create a time machine. Frankly, it's a miracle. No, Christina, not a miracle. This is the choice of Steins Gate. Or rather than glare at me, as she has so many times in the past, Karisu shoots me an exasperated smile. Whatever it is, it worked. Mary looks up from her costume with a question in her eyes.
So, what do we have to do to complete Super Phone Wave Chan?
Now that we've found the cause, there's nothing left to hold us back. We can safely conclude that time leaping is possible when, and only when, that television is on.
We should probably test it, right? And there's still the final check of the phone wave to do.
You're right. Okabe? What? Go downstairs and turn that TV back on. That's hilarious, Christina. Allow me to dub that Mission Impossible. I'm not going back down there. My head still hurts from last time. Next time, I doubt I'll make it out alive. Whatever, just go already. Karisu orders me with a sour look. It's like I'm the assistant here. If anyone can do it, it's you. You made an amazing discovery just now, didn't you? Assistant mine, have you finally recognized my greatness as a mad scientist? No.
Damn, that was harsh.
Oh, whoops. I was supposed to flatter him so he'd feel like going, right? Yes, you're an amazing mad scientist. It's too late! Anyway, now that we've done found the lifter, the time machine, the time leap machine, I keep calling it the time machine, guys. If I call it the time machine from now on, just be okay with it, okay? You all know that it's a time leap machine, whatever. It's 99% complete. Karisu's expression suddenly turns serious, but I can see the hunger in her eyes and the flush of excitement on her cheeks. She knows that we stand on the threshold of a new age in science, and she cannot resist the lure of the unknown. She's a true scientist, no doubt about it. It's your dream, isn't it, to invent a time machine? Our dream. I've never really thought about it that way, but she's right, my hands are shaking. Not from fear of Mr. Braun, but from excitement. I will become the undisputed Lord of Time. With that power, I shall shatter the system, and chaos will rule the... Okabe... Karisu interrupts my speech. I wasn't asking Huey and Kuma, I was asking Okabe. She spears me with her gaze. I meet it head on. After a few moments, I feel my mouth curve into a smile. I'll do it. Leave it to me. With that, I head downstairs. A cracked skull and an empty wallet are a small price to pay for science. Karisu and Daru send me off with applause for some reason. Mayuri's the only one who looks worried, but I pat her head in reassurance.
Oh, just pat her on the head, she's so cute.
When I get downstairs, Suzuha and the Chipmunk are sitting side by side on the bench outside.
Stop.
Nae gives me a quick bow, then hides behind Suzuha.
That shaky upstairs puts the boss in a bad mood. Then I are waiting it out.
Damn, now I really don't want to go in there.
Are you okay? Dad hit you pretty hard.
I'll have you know that my brain is more valuable than the Mona Lisa. Your father may have set humanity back 100 years by wiping my brain cells.
Such a regrettable loss.
Suzuha clasps her hands in solemn prayer. I'm not dead, just my brain cells.
I'm sorry. Dad did something bad.
Chipmunk, what a gentle heart you have. I can't believe she's Mr. Braun's daughter. I suppose I share some of your blame. Your father and I are even. They smile slightly at my words of comfort. Now then, part-time warrior, I have a request for you. I need you to distract Mr. Braun for about 5 seconds. Suzuha's eyes start to shine.
What the fuck? You mean to seduce him?
She flexes her biceps for some reason.
Go on, touch it.
She insists, so I poke it. It's just as hard as her confidence suggests. She's probably stronger than me, but I don't understand what flexing has to do with seduction. Nobody said anything about seduction. It doesn't matter how you do it.
I'm not much of a warrior if I can't handle that. Besides, you said you'd help me search for my father, right? I'm only returning the favor.
I see, then I leave it in your capable hands.
Okay, doggy.
Suzuha, don't be mean to Daddy, okay?
Oh, don't worry, I won't be mean.
Indeed. You and Mayuri-chan don't go places together? You're both lab members, and I heard you were childhood friends, so I thought... I'm sorry if I misunderstood. P.S. I did 30s practice swings with Samudara. Good on you. Oh, Lukaku, you getting jelly or something? You see that now it's your time to shine? Now it's Lukaku's time to shine, because Mayuri and I aren't in a relationship. We're not. We're just friends. We're more like, I consider us more like father-daughter. You know? Father-daughter, or like big brother, little sister kind of thing. I'm not really into Mayuri like that. I want to complain that he's the one being mean, but I just said we were even, so I refrained.
Wait here, no.
The chipmunk nods. When we enter the store, we find Mr. Braun cleaning up the pieces of the broken CRT. When our eyes meet, another vein pops in his forehead. If you came to apologize, I'll listen, but your rent's going up, understand? I'm sorry about what happened. I overreacted. As a token of apology, my lab's representative, Amane Suzuha, would like to present you with a gift.
Boss, get ready!
With a vigorous shout, which in no way seems appropriate for seduction, Suzuha whips off her jacket and...
Yeah!
What the hell's even happening here? What's happening here? He's like reaching for her. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Throws it into Mr. Braun's face. Oh, she's throwing her jacket on his face. Whoa! I can see her bra! No, wait, that's not a bra, but a tight tank top that leaves her midriff bare. Yet Suzuha shows no sign of embarrassment as she rushes Mr. Braun. She slips behind him, grabs her coat, and pulls it tight against his face.
Akami Retaro, now's your chance!
Now, just wait a second. Is this your idea of seduction? It looks like you're trying to suffocate him.
Hurry!
Mr. Braun flails his arms trying to escape Suzuha's restraint. There's a huge difference in strength between the two. It's only a matter of time before he shakes Suzuha off. Well done, warrior. Your heroism will be remembered. Realizing that the only choice is to go for it, I dash into the counter, grab the remote, and switch on the 42-inch CRT. After about 2 seconds, an image appears on the giant screen. At the same time, the ceiling starts shaking. Kadisu activated the phone wave, name subject to change with perfect timing.
It's shaking again, Akami Retaro, what's going on?
Did she really just take off her clothes without knowing why? You're a lifesaver, part-time warrior. If you can, keep him restrained for 10 more seconds. During that time, I escaped from the store. Outside, Nate's following earthquake drill procedure, crouching while protecting her head. I ignore that and look up to the second floor. At exactly the same time, Karisu appears in the window and gives me a happy thumbs up. But a second later, she blushes, shoots me a glare, and disappears inside as if nothing happened. What's up with her attitude? I'm risking my life here. In any case, the experiment was a success. The 42-inch CRT was the key, as I suspected. Now, how do I explain this to Mr. Braun? I don't want him to kick us out of the building. Perhaps I shouldn't have left it to Suzuha. I timidly peek into the store to gauge the situation.
Come on, boss, give me back my jacket!
Suzuha is there, fidgeting in her tank top as Mr. Braun gazes down at her. Shut up, I'm confiscating this.
You pervert!
You're the pervert, throwing your shirt in my face like some kind of dancer. That was pretty kinky. Gotta remember to thank Okabe after I kill him. Tenoji, you dog. You sly dog, you.
KK, don't say things like that, it's gross.
Anyway, you can work like that for the rest of the day. Go stand out front and use that flat tummy of yours to attract customers.
I'll take Nay on you.
Ha! Who's she gonna believe, you or her old man?
Damn.
Well, no problems here. Suzuha's seduction strategy worked, I guess. Mr. Braun, what's a guy? That just shows you how easy it is for women to get away with things, especially if they're moderately attractive. A little while later, I'm lying on the sofa watching high school baseball. Kumamoto and Eiichi are locked in a fierce struggle for the playoffs. Just then, the clack-clack of the sewing machine in the lounge suddenly stops.
Oh, Gideon, can you come here?
She motions to me while holding the costume. What does she want? I walk over to her.
Can you hold this for me? Spread it out like flap.
Mayushi, say flap again.
Flap.
I got a flap.
Shut up. Stop it already, perv. I follow Mayushi's directions and spread out the costume by the sleeves. She inspects it from a few paces away. It's hard to believe, given her usual ditziness, but Mayuri's very serious about her art. That's why cosplayers value her costume so highly. The costume I'm holding now is custom made for Lukaku. I thought Lukaku was against it, but I guess Mayuri managed to persuade her.
Okay, thanks.
Mayushi looks tired. She's been working all night, but that doesn't dim the brightness of her satisfied smile.
Finished.
It's done.
Yep, I finished before Christian. We were racing.
You win, Mayuri. Congratulations. Damn you, assistant. She treats me and Daru like garbage, but Mayuri gets the sisterly touch. Actually, I'm just about finished too. She's just a tsundere, guys, don't worry, she actually loves us. Kurisu connected the two cords she's holding. Or, she doesn't love us and she's working for the organization. Done. Celebration is in order, but nobody cheers.
It's a tie.
Man, I'm tired. I want Ferris-chan to comfort me.
Honestly, I don't feel like cheering either. And it's not because I'm tired. We worked around the clock for 3 straight days to finish the Time Leap machine. But now that it's complete, I realize that parts of me never truly believed it would happen. I feel my enthusiasm cooling rapidly, the fire quenched by one stark question. What do we do with it? I look at Kurisu. She too seems less than enthused. We may have created a monster here. I look at the improved phone wave again. The biggest change is the headgear attached to the X68000. It looks like something out of a low-budget cyberpunk movie. Fortunately, we don't need nerd jacks or brain chips for it to work, to just put it on and let the sensors do the rest. Why don't we decide what to call it first? I vote Heavenly Express.
Phone Wave 3rd edition version 1.0.
Silly hat, phone wave Chan.
No consensus. You guys have too much free time. Does that mean you're abstaining from the vote? Time Leap machine?
That's terrible.
Come on, simple is best, right? I mean, that's what Akabi's been calling it for the past 2 days. Looks like my assistant has 0 naming sense. I don't want to hear that from a Chunin-Bu headcase like you.
Oh ho, so Mikishi knows the word Chunibu. I sense your otaku level is quite high.
I heard it from a friend. I have no idea where it comes from. Ha, a bold-faced lie. She should just confess to being a Nat channeler. Kurisu meets my grin with an icy glare. It's up to you, Mayuri. Choose one. Whenever the lab is divided on a name, the right to decide belongs to Mayuri.
I think Time Leap Machine is fine. Silly hat, phone wave Chan is super close though.
Somehow I knew she'd say that.
Like I said, simple is best. Mayuri gets it.
Haha!
I want to object, but it's an unwritten rule not to complain once Mayuri's made a decision. Mayuri is like the secret head of the lab. Very well. Very well. Not British Okabe. Very well, Time Leap Machine it is. Assistant, explain for us all how the Time Leap Machine works. I know the basics, but I want to hear the details. Kurisu nods and stands in front of the whiteboard. Alright guys.
Here comes
A ton of science, I'm sure. And I don't know about you guys, but I love these sections where Kurisu's just going science. Like a balls to the wall science. In short, this device converts memories to data and sends them to the past. Can you imagine if we gave Kurisu like Mayuri's voice in the beginning of the game? Oh god. Then when she goes on these like long speeches, I would be super dying if it was in Mayuri's voice. Let's begin with what we all know. By freak coincidence, the phone wave is able to produce ring singularities, much like John Titor's time machine. The ring singularity is made naked and stable by a device known as a lifter. In our case, that's the 42-inch CRT downstairs. Through the ring singularity, we're able to send up to 36 bytes of data to the past. The signal can only be received by phones. While that does limit the range of effect, it also removes an element of uncertainty from the equation. Unlike the emails, the memory data is sent in the form of a phone call, so we will be using a phone number, not an email address, to set the destination. She's explained the basics. Next, she'll explain the modifications she made to the phone wave and to turn the phone wave into a time leap machine. The phone wave now has headgear attached. This headgear records the nerve impulses in the temporal lobe of the brain, specifically the CA3 region of the hippocampus where memories are stored. Then, using VR technology, we encode the nerve impulses into electrical signal data. It comes out to approximately 3.24 terabytes. Oh, that's not too bad. 3.24 terabytes, it's less than I expected. We're talking about the entirety of a person's memories. By the way, we'll set it up so that the data decodes automatically after a certain amount of time. Anybody well-versed in programming can do this. I had a Shiida-san make a code. Anyway, next we send the memory data through the net to the LHC in France. This building has a direct line to CERN for some reason, so we can transfer data at insanely high speeds. How long does it take to send 3.2 terabytes of data? 40 to 50 seconds. Duh, it says right there. Silly.
We have 64 direct lines in parallel, so if we send it in 64 parts, it should upload in about 45 seconds.
That's pretty fast. Next, we hijack the LHC, create a mini black hole, and use that black hole's supergravity to compress the data into 36 bytes. The 3 terabytes is about 3 trillion bytes, compressing that into just 36 bytes. That's one hell of a squeeze. Will the compression take long? Oh, goddamn, dude, I'm mixing voices up. I need to read slower so I can actually look at the names.
It's practically instantaneous, 23 milliseconds or thereabouts. We're using a black hole after all.
By the way, the compression only holds in the immediate vicinity of the black hole. Once the data leaves the area, it will begin to decompress on its own. This too takes 23 milliseconds. It has to make it back to the... Oh, god damn it. I keep doing it.
It has to make it back to the X68000 and into phone wave within that window. It's only 36 bytes, shouldn't be a problem.
Continue, Christina. While the data is being compressed, we use the phone wave to generate a Kerr ring singularity when the electron discharge phenomenon occurs. We take the 36-byte data, patch it in, and send it to the past. This part is just like a D-mail. The data travels to the specified time where it arrives at the recipient's phone. By now, 23 milliseconds should have passed, so the data will be fully decompressed. Next, the decoding program runs, converting the data back into nerve impulse signals. These signals are discharged from the phone's earpiece at approximately 0.02 amperes, a pretty weak charge. If the recipient has the phone to his ear, they should go straight into his brain, assuming he answers his phone. If he doesn't, the transfer fails. Fortunately, we lose nothing but that copy of the memory data. Why a phone call instead of an email? Because we need the recipient to put the phone to his ear, otherwise the signals won't reach his temporal lobe. She indicates the side of her head. In this area, you have the frontal lobe and temporal lobe of the brain. As I explained before, the hippocampus, where memories are stored, is inside the temporal lobe. The phone sends out electrical impulses that pass through the temporal lobe and into the hippocampus, overriding the recipient's memories. At the same time, the phone sends impulses that stimulate the frontal lobe as well. This is important. Remember that the frontal lobe is responsible for sending retrieval signals to the temporal lobe. This is how you remember things. By stimulating the frontal lobe, we force it to send retrieval signals key to the new memory data. Thus, the recipient recalls all of those memories as if they were his own. Which, of course, they are or will be in the future. This happens in less than a second. Now the recipient has the same memories as the sender, the time leap is complete. If the data came from 1 week in the future, the recipient will remember that week as if he experienced it firsthand. We need to be aware that consciousness and personality aren't transferred. Both of those depend on the recipient.
Explain it with boobs.
But boobs? Kurisu dissolves into a blushing, stammering mess. Looks like it's up to me to answer Daru's question. Not with boobs, obviously. Let's say we send your memories to you in grade school. Right now, you're some kind of omnisexual pervert who thinks inanimate objects are hot, but in elementary school, you were still an innocent child.
I was a boring little bastard who did nothing but study. What of it?
Basically, that little bastard would suddenly have all your perverted memories, but his personality wouldn't change. It's not like you'll become that famous anime detective with the looks of a child and the brains of an adult. Ah, Conan.
What? That sucks.
This isn't like the time leaping you see in sci-fi novels. We aren't yet capable of transferring personality and consciousness. Since you need a phone to receive the signal, you can only send memories to times you had one. We need to make sure that the sender and recipient are the same person. If someone besides your past self, your parents or a friend, for instance, answers the phone, then the nerve impulse signals will be projected into their brain instead. And if that happens, your memories could overwrite theirs, which would obviously cause serious damage to their psyche. Kurisu ends the explanation and takes a short breath. The lab falls into silence. I exchange glances with Kurisu and Daru. I look at Mayuri, but her expression is blank. I guess it was too complicated for her. So... I clear my throat. It's time for the million-dollar question. What do we do with it?
Do with what?
The time leap machine, of course. What do we do with it? For once, my assistant has nothing to say. I already know that she fears we created a monster. Honestly, I feel the same way. After a few moments, Kurisu finally speaks. It's too much for us to handle, that's for sure. The safest thing would be to hand it over to the government for professional research. I can tell that she's not pleased to have reached this conclusion. She would obviously prefer to experiment with this technology. After all, it's humanity's first time machine. We've finally taken our first steps towards godhood. I'm sure that the nations of the world would pay billions for just one look at the time machine. But the possibilities that it represents are limitless.
It just doesn't feel real.
Mayushi doesn't get it.
That's because you didn't work on it, Mayushi.
Oh, right.
What about you, Akabi? I mean, you, not Huing Kuma. I agree with Kurisu that the time leap machine is dangerous. On the other hand, I want to experiment. I state my honest feelings, Kurisu gasps. But there are still questions we need to answer. This is unknown territory, not just for us, but for all of humanity. Who will time leap? I look to each of the lab members in turn. Daru quickly turns away. Mayuri's expression is blank. Kurisu stares right back at me. It's hard to choose.
I'll pass.
Huh?
Not a single person here wants the honor of being history's first time traveler. Everyone, except for Mayuri, is probably thinking about what could go wrong. What if the time leap were to fail? It's not like CERN's time machine. The possibility of becoming a jellyman is 0. This machine sends data, not the real thing. Don't let your preconceptions influence your decision. You might say it's like a cut and paste of your brain. Actually, it's more like a copy paste, and it's just your memories. The original doesn't get erased. That's a very easy to understand example, but that's not the problem. Time flows in a straight line from the past to present to future. At least, that's how most humans see it. This raises several questions. What if there's an error somewhere, and the data itself gets fractalized? Let's say I send my memories an hour into the past. My memories would be replaced by fractalized data, in other words, data full of tiny holes. Couldn't that cause memory loss? I suppose. 1 hour later, we arrive once again at the present. At that time, the me who lost his memories an hour ago and the current me conflict in my brain. Which data set survives? Logically, the present should change as soon as you send your memories to the past. The conflicting current me disappears then. So then it's not a copy-paste at all, is it? I don't know. No one's ever experienced time travel before. When we send a D-mail, the world is reconstructed based on the change we made to the past. I'm the only one who's aware of this, however. We don't know what happens when you time leap.
If it's the many worlds interpretation like Taitor said, then the instant you time leap, it creates two possibilities, one where you shift to another world line, and one where you travel back in time on the same world line. Of course, there must also be a world line where the current you doesn't disappear. That would likely correspond to the present that we're experiencing right now.
Huh?
But that's only if the many worlds interpretation holds in the first place. I'm sure it does. I thought you didn't believe what Taitor had to say.
I'm talking hypothetically. Taitor doesn't matter right now. If it's the Copenhagen interpretation, then every possible state propagates through space as a wave function. When a particular state is observed, the remaining state collapses and the state is fixed.
Wave function in quantum theory, a function representing a quantum state. Scientists are not sure if wave functions represent reality or a convenient mathematical abstraction to describe what goes on in the blah blah blah. We gotta go back to C, or the Copenhagen interpretation. Well-known approach, the Schrodinger's cat thought experiment. In this interpretation, before the box is open, the cat exists as a combination of two wave functions, one that is alive and one that is dead. The instant the box is open and the cat is observed, the wave function collapses in either condition. If the cat is alive upon opening the box, the wave function collapses to become a live cat. Conversely, if the cat is dead, the wave function collapses to become dead cat. Another quantum approach to this experiment is the many worlds interpretation. In this case, the observer who found the cat alive and the observer who found the cat dead exist in two separate universes that divulge the moment the box is open. The Copenhagen interpretation is currently the dominant theory. Alright guys, we're actually going to end it now. It's not really a great place to end the episode, to be honest, but I'm ending it now just because this episode's getting fairly long. We're at 57 minutes. So thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you are enjoying the 2 episodes, or an episode every other day, and an episode every 2 days schedule. And hopefully the clickbaity thumbnail of the boobs didn't make you think that this was going to turn into some dating sim or something, because I'm pretty sure there is no romancing of characters in this game. Then again, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I've never played it, and I've barely watched the anime. I watched like 4 episodes of the anime, so it's, I don't know. There could be some romance along the way. I don't feel like there's going to be, though, because I feel like shit's about to get bad. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!